Let's start with a real play from a real game last night, and I'm not sure the fantasy impact of a game between the Braves and Pirates that went more than 6 hours, except for the fact that we had about 70 extra at-bats, except for the fact that if you had McCutchen or Proctor, you got a win or a loss, the two pitchers left standing at the end of it. So we'll leave the fantasy impact of this out of it and get to the real impact. There was a play at the end of this game, if people didn't see it, that ended in 19 innings last night in a 3-3 game with Julio Lugo, that's right, he's still in baseball, coming home on a ground ball from to third base to Pedro Alvarez. On a ground ball, throw home to Mike McHenry, the catcher, and Julio Lugo, by all accounts, is out. We have pictures of it. We don't want to show video because of Major League Baseball restrictions, but Julio Lugo is tagged out by Mike McHenry. The umpire was Jerry Meals, who called him safe at home. Now, while this isn't getting the vitriol today that the Jim Joyce Armando Galarraga thing got for seemingly weeks after what happened in Detroit, Lugo was out. And as a matter of fact, Meals said after the game, look, when I had the play and it happened in front of me, I thought it was an Olay tag. I thought he didn't get him. I respect the umpire for saying that. He gave you the logic behind the call, but I respect him more for saying, I made a mistake. Looking at it now and seeing the pictures, he did get tagged, and I made the wrong call. That's pretty much the gist of it. What's your take on all of this, Bernie?
Well, Butch, let me use my one of my favorite words, and that is egregious. It was an egregious, definition notably bad, error. But I do respect Meals for coming clean and saying, look, I made a mistake. I'm human. That, my friend, is why, and this is Bernie saying this, and I hate to say this, frankly, because I'm an old school guy. The technology today, use it. Use instant replay. Give every club one challenge a game. That's it, but get it right. It's most important to get it right in 2011. It's more important than standing on our principles and saying people make mistakes. There's too much money at stake. There's too much pride at stake. Get it right.
I agree with you, Bernie. They should use instant replay, but I'm pretty opinionated about this. What I think they should do is have two things with instant replay. Number one, I agree. One call per game. In other words, just like in football when they can throw that red flag and they can challenge, just one a game. Each manager gets to do one a game. But the other thing I would do is allow the umpires, like they've done in basketball, they made that leap, to go call and look for a replay if they're not sure, especially when it's going to decide a game. They let it do it with home runs now. Why not give that umpire, Meals, who has to admit that he wasn't sure? I mean, he thought he was sure at the time, but let them decide, wait a minute, can we look at this? Why shouldn't they go look at it? Here's a tweet from Stuart Scott from ESPN. Come on, baseball. Get the call right. Instant replay now. Jerry Meals had the call. He's human. But if we can correct it, why not? I agree with that. Here's one more. Does the missed call in the Pirates-Brave game force MLB to take a look at instant replay? Does the red flag start coming out of dugouts? Why not, Bernie, right?
Well, I'm all for it. And, Butch, I like your tweak. I was at a game the other day when a home run was challenged. I clocked it. It was less than 3 minutes.
Yes.
They go in, they look at the tape from New York, they come right back out, done, 3 minutes. Arguments take longer than that, Butch.